Ever wondered if your cat is secretly plotting your demise because they're lonely? Like maybe they're building a tiny catapult out of cat toys and hair ties as we speak, just to launch a hairball right at your face while you sleep? Okay, maybe not. But seriously, cats get lonely. And sometimes they show it in the weirdest ways. We love our feline overlords, but let's be real. They can be confusing AF. Like, are they purring or plotting to steal your soul? Are they giving you the slow blink of love? Or are they just trying to hypnotize you into giving them more treats? It's tough to tell. That's why I'm here to channel my inner crazy cat lady, don't judge, we've all been there, and help you decode your cat's secret language of loneliness. We'll dive deep into the signs of a lonely kitty, and by the end of this video, you'll be a regular Dr. Dolittle, but like, for cats. Buckle up, Buttercup, it's about to get furry in here. Okay, first up on our list of lonely cat symptoms is excessive meowing. And I'm not talking about your cat's usual feed me, peasant meow at 5 AM. We're talking about a whole new level of vocalization here. Like if your cat suddenly sounds like they're auditioning for the lead role in Cats the Musical, they might be trying to tell you something. It's their way of saying, hey human, I'm bored out of my furry little mind over here. Entertain me, play with me, acknowledge my existence. You know, basic cat demands. But seriously, if your cat's meowing is becoming a symphony of sadness, it's time to pay attention. They might just be craving some quality time with their favorite human. That's you, by the way. So put down the phone, step away from the computer, and give your furry friend some much-needed attention. Trust me, they'll thank you for it. Or at least they'll stop meowing for like 5 minutes. Alright, next up we have destructive behavior. Now, we all know cats love to scratch. It's in their DNA. But if your cat has suddenly transformed your furniture into a scratching post from hell, or if they're engaging in other destructive shenanigans like knocking things off shelves for fun, loneliness might be the culprit. Think about it. When you're bored, don't you sometimes feel the urge to, I don't know, rearrange your entire apartment at 2 AM? Cats are the same way. Except instead of rearranging furniture, they're sharpening their claws on your brand new couch. So if your cat is channeling their inner demolition expert, it's time to step up your enrichment game. Provide them with plenty of scratching posts, toys, and interactive playtime to keep those paws busy and their minds stimulated. Otherwise, you might come home to find your apartment looking like a scene from a cat-themed horror movie. Let's talk about over-grooming, shall we? Now, cats are naturally clean creatures. They practically invented personal hygiene. But there's a fine line between normal grooming and obsessive licking that would put a dog to shame. If your cat is spending an excessive amount of time grooming themselves, to the point where they're losing fur or developing bald spots, it could be a sign of stress or anxiety, which, you guessed it, can stem from loneliness. Think of it this way. When you're feeling stressed, don't you sometimes find yourself biting your nails or twirling your hair? Cats groom themselves to self-soothe. It's their way of coping with difficult emotions. So if your cat is starting to resemble a hairless Sphinx cat, it's time to address their emotional needs. Give them extra love and attention, provide them with a calm and enriching environment, and maybe even consider getting them a feline friend if you think they'd enjoy some furry companionship. Alright, let's address the elephant, or should I say, the cat-shaped lump on the couch, lethargy. Now, we all know cats love to sleep. They're practically professional nappers. But if your once energetic feline friend has suddenly transformed into a furry couch potato, barely mustering the energy to even bat at a toy mouse, loneliness might be dragging them down. Imagine being stuck inside all day with nothing to do and no one to talk to. You'd probably want to stay in your pajamas and binge-watch Netflix all day too, right? Cats need mental and physical stimulation just like we do. Without it, they can become bored, depressed, and yes, even lethargic. So, if your cat is spending more time snoozing than usual, it's time to inject some excitement into their lives. Break out the toys, engage in some interactive playtime, and maybe even set up some obstacle courses around the house. Okay, this next one is a biggie: loss of appetite. Now, I know what you're thinking. My cat, refuse food? Impossible. And while it's true that cats are notorious for their love of all things delicious, a sudden disinterest in food can be a major red flag. Think about it. When you're feeling down in the dumps, food is probably the last thing on your mind, right? It's the same for our feline friends. Loneliness can lead to stress, anxiety, and even depression in cats, all of which can put a damper on their appetite. So if your cat is turning their nose up at their favorite treats, it's time to take notice. It could be a sign that something's not quite right in their furry little world. Now, before you panic, it's important to rule out any underlying medical conditions with a visit to the vet. But if your vet gives your cat a clean bill of health, loneliness might be the culprit behind their sudden hunger strike. Have you ever played a never-ending game of hide-and-seek with your cat? Like, they disappear into thin air, and you're left wondering if they've discovered a secret portal to another dimension. While cats are masters of disguise and love a good hiding spot, excessive hiding can actually be a sign of loneliness. Think about it. When you're feeling down or overwhelmed, don't you sometimes just want to curl up in bed and hide from the world? Cats are the same way. They seek comfort in solitude, especially when they're feeling lonely or stressed. So if your cat is spending an unusual amount of time hiding under the bed, in closets, or behind furniture, it's time to give them some extra love and attention. They might just be craving some reassurance that they're not alone in their little furry world. Create a safe and inviting environment for your cat, with plenty of cozy hiding spots, because let's be real, they're going to hide anyway. But also make sure to spend quality time with them, playing, cuddling, and just generally being their awesome human companion. And finally, we have the clingy cat. You know the type. They follow you around like a shadow, demand cuddles 24/7, and act like you're the only other living being on the planet. Now, some cats are naturally more affectionate than others, but if your usually independent feline has suddenly transformed into a Velcro cat, loneliness might be the culprit. Think about it. When you're feeling lonely, don't you sometimes crave physical touch and connection? Cats are no different. They might not be able to tell us they're feeling lonely with words, but their actions speak volumes. So, if your cat is suddenly showering you with affection, don't take it for granted. Embrace the cuddles, engage in some interactive playtime, and just enjoy the extra dose of feline love. They might just be trying to tell you, in their own special way, that they need a little extra TLC. And let's be real, who can resist a good cat cuddle? So there you have it, folks. The 7 signs of a lonely kitty. Remember, cats are complex creatures with a whole range of emotions just like us. And while they might not be able to tell us they're feeling lonely with words, their behavior can speak volumes. So, pay attention to your furry friends, give them the love and attention they deserve, and maybe, just maybe, you'll prevent a full-blown feline uprising. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and comment below. And click the video on the screen to continue watching more awesome content. Your cat will thank you.